Rich Side K9 guys, coming to you inside the brand new 2023 Mercedes EQS SUV 580. So EQS 580 SUV version. Quick test today. This is going to be an interesting one, guys. We need to go exactly 89 miles from my house in Bluemont to Leesburg to Winchester back to Bluemont. However, this vehicle only has 104 miles of range and it's stupid cold outside. So we're about to see just how accurate Mercedes trip calculator is. Here it is, guys. EQS 580. It's the silver paint. I don't know what Mercedes calls this. Not important. But it's got the AMG package, but it's obviously not an AMG vehicle. So this is an EQS 580 with AMG wheels. And I believe that's it, man. When I say the AMG package, I think it's literally just the wheels, which is kind of silly. But good looking vehicle. I do think it looks better than a Model X. Model X Plaid is obviously way faster. Not quite as cool as a G-Wagon, but G-Wagon can sit there and not put miles on it. So anyway, that's it. Let's put it in the wind. Let's see how accurate the trip calculator actually is. And we'll talk about this vehicle. I'm by no means an electric vehicle expert, but I've had a Model S Plaid. We still have a Model X Plaid, Model 3, EQS 580. So a decent amount of experience in electric vehicles. All right, guys, and off we go. Short drive, but this is a pretty legitimate city commute on what an average city commuter can expect to do in one day. So I live out in the country, but I got to get to the city areas. We are at 43%, projected 105 mile minimum, 119 mile max. Whoa, sorry about that. Not sure where that buzzed out there, but 105 mile minimum, 120 mile max, 37 degrees. It's going to get a little bit colder. See how we do. All right, so one thing we are going to do today is we're going to put this in economy mode. And we're going to drive easy, and we're just going to see what happens. So let's go ahead and reset the trip calculator here so we can make sure we get the best values possible. We're doing it from reset, not from start. That's all reset. Let's just drive easy and see how we do. So what is the actual value of the Mercedes EQS SUV? Especially when you look at the price point, let's say you cross shop it with the Model X Plaid, BMW, IM60, whatever. This is the nicest electric vehicle, period, hard stop. Interior wise, hard stop. I've sat in everything. I own a Model X Plaid. The interior quality of this is completely, and I mean 1,000 times better than my G-Wagon. I have a brand new G-Wagon, 2021, so a new model, not a brand new vehicle. It was brand new when I bought it, but anyway, I diverged. So, what's the value of the EQS 580 SUV? If you want a daily commuter that gets you about 250 miles of range, approximately, and pampers you while you're doing it with beautiful, beautiful, full color, full map, heads up display, amazing sunroof, ton of interior room. This is a 100-pound Dutch Shepherd sitting behind me. Look how much more space there is. You can put 4 of them back there. Interior amenities from the pillows built into the headrest that are super comfortable. A dashboard that can't be touched anywhere in the industry. Awesome massaging seats. This is it. This is your only option. Like, it's your only option right now. That's it, period. Hard stop. So the value of the EQS 580 SUV is in its luxury amenities. That's where it about stops. Is it fast? I mean, compared to gas cars, sure. Compared to electric vehicles, no way. Especially not when you're coming out of a Model S Plaid like I had that I traded for this, or you compare it to the Model X Plaid that we still have. No, it's not fast. Is it faster than like 99% of gas SUVs? Yeah, for sure. Does it have decent power numbers? Yeah, I think it has about 600 horsepower and about or a little bit over 600 foot-pounds of torque. But it's a heavy car. Full-wheel steering, absolutely amazing, man. This thing is like nimble, quick turns, hard lefts, maneuvers like nothing else on the planet. How's it off-road? Well, I'm not going to take it off-road, first and foremost, but even when it's off-road, up by the house, up on the mountains, on logging road and logging trails, which is not off-road, it's just challenging terrain, but it's by no means hard. It does great. Doesn't slip a tire, does absolutely perfect. So would I recommend this car for what I use it for? Daily electric commuting? Yes. Would I recommend this car for cross-country travel? Hell no. Have I taken it on some 1,000-mile trips? Yeah, we went from DC to North Carolina. No problem. That was an interesting charging experience, man. CCS, Electrify America. It ain't Tesla. It ain't Tesla. I've taken this down to Knoxville from DC again, about a 1,000-mile round trip. No problem on that whatsoever. But it's not Tesla. I've taken Tesla's Model S Plaid from here to DC to California and back twice, all over the damn place. All right, guys, one of the benefits of an electric vehicle is bumper to bumper traffic. And the EQS has a couple neat tricks up its sleeve. So when you're in bumper to bumper traffic, standstill traffic in an electric vehicle, it becomes very efficient. It literally uses almost no energy at all. The slower the speed, the more efficient. Whereas a gas motor, yes, oh, it's a nice Rivian coming up on the left. Whereas a gas motor, yes, the motor is more efficient. However, it's still on, it's still idling, it's still consuming a lot more energy than the electric vehicle is. So one of the things this car does is you can adjust the amount of regen, which you cannot do in a Tesla right now, not like this. You can go to medium regen, you can put it on extra regen, which is right down here, which says strong recuperation. That's basically like one pedal driving like a Tesla. But you can go to very quickly lighter recuperation. You can pull both and go to auto recuperation, which is neat, or I can go to straight neutral right now. No recuperation at all. Vehicle's just rolling. You can't do that in a Tesla. You can also do creep mode in this, where it'll do one pedal driving. It'll go down to about 2 miles an hour, and then it will continue to creep forward if you like that. But normally, I just keep this on normal recuperation, and it tends to work pretty good. It's like the Tesla, as you can see right now by the green steering wheel that's illuminated. You can also see it on the heads-up display to the right. We're in full autopilot right now. So yes, just like a Tesla, you can be in bumper-to-bumper traffic just like it is, and be in full autopilot. The car will stop, start, accelerate, and brake as needed to maintain. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. I didn't ever use it in any of my Teslas, and I'm not a big fan of it now in bumper to bumper. I would kind of rather be dictating how the vehicle goes, but I like the ability in the EQS, the Mercedes platforms, to adjust the regen, take off the regen, or put it in auto intelligent regen. It just gives more options in slow speed or how you want to drive the vehicle. You guys can see we are still in bumper to bumper traffic, man. Welcome to the DC metro area. And Route 7, no good. See the heads-up display right there? That green circle being illuminated means that we are in hands-free driving. Speed limit set to 15 miles an hour. I can set it to whatever I want. Doesn't make a bit of difference. We're traveling at 4. Car's driving itself 100% right now. Making all the turns, start, stop, adjust, speed up, slow down, come to a complete stop. It's doing it all on its own. Is it as good as a Tesla? Man, I don't know. So personally, let me talk about this in detail here. I'm a Tesla fanboy through and through. I can't say that enough. I am a Tesla fanboy. I love Tesla. I love Elon Musk. Full self-driving in a Tesla, far superior to Mercedes platform. Autopilot, I hate to say this, and a Mercedes is better. The reason, it's less intrusive. And the Tesla, if you're not like touching the wheel and you're not like gripping it hard and you're not like giving feedback to it, it just turns the system off. And if you get like 2 warnings, it just turns it off altogether. You got to pull over, put the car in park, turn it off, open the door, close the door, put it back and drive to go. Total pain in the ass. And the EQS, very little intrusions, and you can literally just touch the wheel, barely touch it. I don't know if it's reading heartbeat, tactical feet. I have no idea. Habit feet. I don't know what it's doing, but like, again, with the EQS, it wants you to touch the wheel. You just barely touch it. You just, again, barely resting a finger on it, and that's all you need to do. So it's way less intrusive than a Tesla is. It's a lot smoother than a Tesla is. Whereas, like, for example, lane change. On a Tesla, when you lane change, the car is like, whoop, like it changes, right? On the Mercedes, it's just smoother. It does all full lane change, all that stuff by itself is too, but it like looks around, it takes its time, it like coasts over, it does it smooth. The Tesla's like, boom, right? So it's just a different experience. Is a Tesla better? I don't know. Full self-driving, 100%. Is it better in this shit? I don't know. And for our Tesla fanboys out there,
I can't help you with that right now.
I wasn't talking to you, Mercedes. But For the Tesla fanboys, this is kind of that Tesla view. Now, as you can tell, if this was a Tesla, especially with the newest software, you'd be seeing, now watch this, once we touch the wheel, just that my hand coming by it turned it off. But for Tesla, if you were looking at a Tesla display just like this, and Tesla display is similar, Mercedes copied it, you would see like all these cars. You would see all the cars over there. You would see all the cars behind you. You would see every damn thing. Not so much the Mercedes. So clearly the Tesla has way more data coming into it. Now watch this. And it turns off. Can't do that in a Tesla. Not even remotely close. So that's kind of cool. Good job on that, Mercedes. All right, guys, check this out, man. We have finally gotten through the traffic. Heads up display is telling me to turn right. In view dash, whatever the hell you call it's telling me to turn right. Navigation over here is telling me to turn right. There was actually augmented reality up, but it turns off the second I turn. But anyway, we are through that bumper to bumper traffic. We're getting into this little city right now. Go see the insurance brokers, make sure we're all up to date and compliant. We have traveled, let's take a look here real quickly. 19 miles, it's taken 59 minutes, guys. We have been in real traffic, an hour to go 20 miles. That's horrible, horrible. But that's the area we choose to live in, and going somewhere and first thing in the morning is stupid when you're going eastbound. So it is what it is. Anyway, back, boom, we're good. All right, let's get over here to the place we're going and rock and roll. Best heads-up display in the business right now, hands down, guys. Again, best heads-up display in the business right now.
Church Street.
Okay, so check this out on the nav again, guys. You got augmented reality telling you exactly where to go. You've got a heads-up display telling you exactly where to go. You've got voice controls coming over the radio telling you exactly where to go. You have the map and the nav. Now, it's obviously Google behind that, but it pops this up when you have a turn predicted. And again, this is telling us exactly where to turn right now. How can you possibly get lost in this bad boy? Navigation-wise, this is just tops, right, man. Just really, really, really good. Again, you can't get lost in this car. It's impossible. As first stop is done for the day, and a bunch of insurance information. Now, the cool part is this, man. The Tesla proximity to your phone to unlock the doors works sometimes, doesn't work sometimes. The handles are already open on the EQS. This thing works every single time. Reads the key, props the door, gets it all ready to go, and it's awesome. Hey, lover boy, standing by and watching the car. All right, guys, we have got to split.
An earthquake has caused misery on war-ravaged Syrians.
And we have got to head west right now. We are late as it is. That's okay. These things happen. Beautiful little city of downtown Leesburg. It's kind of cool because my attorney's office is right there, and my accountant's office is right there, and my broker for my insurance is right here. So if I got to get stuff done when it comes to legal, accounting, or insurance, it's all right here. Pretty convenient. Anyway, let me get out of here, get all turned around these side streets, get back to the interstate, not the interstate, but get back to the highway, and roll westbound and down. We've got a lot of driving still left to do. We have about 30% remaining with a 76-mile minimum projected range. We've traveled 33 miles since the start. We've been driving for about an hour and 20 minutes combined. And we're averaging 414 wheel watt miles right now. The easiest way to figure out your efficiency on that is take that number divided by 1,000, or 1,000 divided by that number, and that'll give you your miles per watts used per percent. We average about 2.3. So about 2.3 miles per percentage of battery use taken. Is it great? No. Is a Tesla Model X better? Yes. Is just about every Tesla more efficient? Yes. But can you ride in absolute comfort like you can in this car? No. This is much better. So here's what it is. So this I really like in eco mode. It's uncoupled everything, so the front motors are off. It's just in rear wheel drive right now. The Mercedes will tell you exactly what it's doing. So it'll show rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, front wheel drive, coasting, sailing. I mean, it shows you all these different things. Like right now, I just switched back into all wheel drive. We're climbing a pretty decent hill right now for a while. So again, it went from rear wheel drive back into all wheel drive, and it shows you all that in real time. which is pretty cool. Guys, so one thing to always think about is that we started this trip with 41% energy. We're at 27%, so 14% down, but we've gone 42 miles. So we're pushing almost 3 miles per 1,000 kilowatts, so per kilowatt, right? I mess all these terms up, but we're pushing about 3 miles per 1% of battery used. So that's pretty good. Considering this is a over 6,000 pound 3-row SUV that drives itself, that has amazing amenities, that is super comfortable. You could soak up the miles in this thing, man, like very few electric vehicles in the market right now. So if it's such a comfortable vehicle, why wouldn't I recommend this to drive cross country in? Charging. Charging is a problem. This is a commuter's dream if you need about 200 to 250 miles a day. When you got to depend on CCS and Electrify America and plug shares, I mean, there's so much that goes into going cross country or long road trips when it comes to using a non-Tesla, and that's just the truth. You gotta be really careful in this country right now, pushing all electric, all electric, all electric. When they say the infrastructure won't support it, it won't support it. It barely supports it now. Tesla, different story. Tesla's great, but Tesla put the infrastructure in before the cars were ever rolling out. And they just continue to build on that. So, you know, that's a real thing. That's a big thing. Going long distance in a non-Tesla EV is nervous, challenging, tough. And if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have a spirit of adventure, I wouldn't do it. Again, I've taken 2 different over 1,000-mile trips in this car. One down to North Carolina on the shore, the other one to Knoxville, Tennessee. Both times I got there and got back, is what it is, no problem. It was easy. But I'm pretty familiar with finding chargers, using chargers, troubleshooting chargers. I'm okay going from, if I pull up to a bank of chargers and there's 5 chargers and only one is working, I'm okay going charger to charger to charger. It doesn't bother me. I enjoy it. It's fun. For the average person though, buy a Tesla if you want to actually drive the car long distance. Do not buy anything but a Tesla if you want to go long distance. And that's just the damn truth. All right, guys, we have arrived at work. We have 22% left. That means we've used about 19% to go 57 miles, which obviously makes it about 3 miles a gallon so far used. We got a lot of regen coming back when we're going down those hills. And that's always part of the strategy with electric vehicles. What can you get back? Because I know we're so tight on power, I've also had my speed reduced. I was doing 60 miles an hour, not like 70, 75, just going at 60, which is fine. So we're going to go inside, work. Car's got to sit for about 7 or 8 hours. It's probably going to lose maybe 1%. I'm not really sure. It's pretty cold outside. And then we need exactly 16% to get home, which is going to leave us a 5% buffer. It's all good. And a normal day, not quite leaving yet, but had to jump back in the car. I got to run to the bank, drop a check. Got to make sure payroll don't bounce. And back. So, but, you know, it's a normal thing, man. We're like, when you're in an electric car. Now, keep this in mind. I'm trying to push this to the end, but there's actually free chargers in my parking lot. There is an Electrify America station that always works, 350 kilowatt station, literally like 2 miles down the interstate on Route 81 in Stevens City. So I have chargers around me, but I'm trying to push this car to really be able to tell you, hey, if you leave your house with 41% and an EQS 580 SUV, you still have 125 maybe miles, I'm not sure. There's a lot of variables in that. And again, as somebody that owns a lot of electric cars and had electric cars for a while, I'm comfortable with it. Is everybody comfortable? I don't know. Second trip to Starbucks. If you're going by the bank, might as well bounce into Starbucks, get a little something to drink as well.
Please, David.
All right, guys, we are leaving work. It is about 6:30. We're leaving the main shop. We're heading the back way to my secondary shop so I can check on our pool, see what's going on there. We are, again, hanging at 21%, saying we got 57 miles till empty. But I know we got more than that. We can push it a little bit. But, yeah, man, to leave the house at 41% pretty early in the morning, about 8:30. It's 6:30. We left the house at 8:15, but it's 18:30 now. So we're talking 10 hours later, quite a few miles on the system, 60 miles of driving. We still got plenty of range. Pretty cool. All right, guys, final stretch. Don't worry about those 2 blinking red lights. You can't see those in real time. It's the eye tracking software. We have 57-mile range, minimum, 58 maximum, 21%. We've been averaging 398 wheel watt miles, which basically gives us about 2.5, exactly, almost 2.5 miles per percent right here used. So that's not too bad for a 6,000-pound 3-row SUV. But we literally have about 40 miles to get home. Range of 57. That's pretty conservative range, I think. Whenever it says minimum 57, max 58, it's kind of confused. But it did warm up a little bit. It's 47 degrees. It's not in the 20s, so that should dramatically help us. So get home, see how we do. All right, guys, I think this is a really good test right now. The hands-free, you can see the hands-free, the green circle lit up there, also lit up on the heads-up display. The car is driving itself right now. We are on a steep uphill climb, going around a lot of turns. So once we touch the wheel, just a slight little touch right there, I'm off the wheel right now. The hands-free autopilot in this car, I'm telling you, is as good, if not better, than the base Tesla version. Good Lord. It handles these sharp turns, it handles the climbs, it handles going down as good, if not better, than Tesla's running the normal autopilot. It's not full self-driving, but it's all I need, and I actually love it. Now, one thing that's cool, the lane change, let's see, left turn, look at the road, see how the road lights up right there? This is a left turn going up a hill, making a left side lane change. Car did that 100% on its own. I didn't help at all. We're gonna go right. Watch the pavement over here. See the arrow light up the pavement? So this has the headlights that project different symbols onto the road, and it really helps with driving. So again, I want you to watch right over here on the blacktop, and you'll see an arrow. Nope, hold on 1 second. Touch the wheel there, stand by. See the arrow on the road? So it lets the other cars around you know what is going on. Again, the car is doing this by itself. Okay, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard. This is a left turn, right side lane change. My hand is close to the wheel just in case. Nope, nailed it. Guys, that's a right, that's hard. That was hard. That would have been hard for the Tesla to do right there. That's pretty cool. But I just wanted to show you how the lane changes work and basically how the headlights project. So we're gonna cancel, quick shift down into strong, recoup, strong regen. Right now it's regenning hard for this turn we gotta make down here. Almost bring me to a stop, a little bit on the throttle right now. We're gonna turn hard right. So one of the things that makes this pretty nice, man, especially for nighttime driving, is the ambient light, the massaging seats, all the infotainment. It's just a much different experience than driving a Tesla at nighttime. The high beams, amazing. I'll show you them on these back roads. The amount of data, we're in front wheel drive right now. Now we're back in all wheel drive. The back and front wheel drive, again, we're in eco mode. This will shift, now we're just coasting and sailing. This will shift from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive to all wheel drive to what they call sailing. Like right now it's sailing, that just means coasting. And then it'll recoup. So it goes from front wheel drive right now. Again, this is an all wheel drive car, but it can decouple and change on its own. So we're in front wheel drive. The second I give it just a little more throttle, stand by. All-wheel drive, the second that I do that, you can see the line depicting it. Now we're recouping, so it's regenning, and it's showing us that it's regenning as well. It's pretty cool, man. The amount of information, you can put the graphics you want over here. I like that graphic. But the amount of information this gives you is a lot. Again, this is a far superior vehicle to a Tesla Model X. I still think the Model X is cooler, though. Like, I don't know, it's just weird, you know what I mean? The interior of this is 10,000 times better. Build quality, materials, fit and finish, not comparable, far superior to Tesla Model X. But the Model X is still cooler. So anyway, overall thought on this, let's get on these back roads, show you how the high beams work, and I'll give you my thought at that point. All to gravel. The car wants me to charge, it's telling me, hey, you're getting a little low. One thing you'll see here, it's probably covering it up. Hold on. There he goes. Ah, come on, show. I don't want to do that. Hold on. All right, so it did not show because I was sitting there touching buttons, but obviously it's air suspension. Right here, we do raise the car up just because we are on a bunch of hardball with a bunch of ruts and a bunch of divots on it. Now, as far as charging goes, This car has, for non-Tesla using CCS chargers, it's really good as far as route planning, as far as getting you to a nearest charger. Obviously, we don't need that, but some other displays, some other nice things you can do here. If you want to go navigation, hold on, my fingers are too fast. That's what she said. You can get full nav right there, full Google. Heads up display, you can customize, change, switch, do whatever you want. So right there we go. Look at that high beams, man. This car has the best lights I've ever been in. I'm sure there's some other ones. Again, I've owned or have access to quite a few high-end cars. Mercedes knocked the high beams out of the park on this, and I mean knocked it out of the park. It's almost like you're driving with a light bar on, which is just incredible. So pretty cool. But yeah, how's this thing do on the dirt, the mud? It doesn't miss a beat. It doesn't skip a tire. This thing climbs. I've done other videos on it, but it climbs login roads like it's nothing. You just obviously have to go slow. You don't want to bang up or scratch up this car. That would be very stupid. But it's a great all-around commuter, that's for sure. It is how big man rolls all the time when we're rolling. So again, size of the back of this thing. That's an XXL Kong black, that all black pad in the back. That's XXL Kong bed. It's taken to the rear. The back of this thing is huge. That's a 100-pound Dutchie with his head hanging out the window. Awesome rear end space. Some of the other stuff that really make this a nice commuter car, and it would be good on the road if charging was just more reliable. But unlike the Tesla, why they don't do this like every other high-end Mercedes, you have amazing massaging seats on here. So I go massaging seat on. I got a whole lot of different massagers. I can go put the kinetic seat on at the same time, which is just amazing. Let's see, we got kind of a red light mindset right now. Switch LEDs over to red lights. That's kind of more of an orange, but I'm stopped somewhere in the middle there. Stand by, let's fix that just a little bit. Get a little back on them, a little more red. You can do split colors, you can do combo colors. There goes some red LEDs. Probably looks weird in the camera, but in person it looks bright red. The on camera it's looking a little more orange, but it is all red in person. So the ability to have massaging seats on, all the interior amenities of crazy graphics, crazy LED signature lighting, which is everywhere, man. It's on the front seats, the back seats, the back. I mean, LED lighting everywhere in this car. It's like a damn red light district in here, but it's cool. And if you're just looking for a commuter and you want an electric commuter that you can leave your house in the morning, have about 250 miles of solid range, awesome all-wheel drive, incredible comfort, all the amenities, pampered driving experience as far as massaging seats, amazingly heated and cooled seats, but they heat differently, man. They heat up so fast and you can control the zones. You can't do that in many other cars. You can control the way the seat actually heats up. If you just want it on your back, just your shoulders, just your butt, whatever you want. It's a nice car, man. It's a nice place to commute. Is it as cool as a Tesla? No way. Is it as exciting as a Tesla Model X? No way. But if you're just looking for something to soak up the miles, drive in absolute comfort, high-end S-Class luxury. This is the nice Mercedes on the planet. This is better than any other. Maybe a Maybach version of something might be a little bit nicer, maybe, but I kind of doubt it, to be honest with you. They literally put everything they could into the EQS 580 platforms, and it shows. And one last thing, well, I don't really ever use it. This is wireless Android Auto. So 100% back on Google, back on Android Auto. While I don't use it very much, you obviously can, and it's all wireless. So that's a cool feature. I like that feature. It's pretty neat. But yeah, man, pretty cool stuff. But again, I actually prefer, to be honest with you, the Mercedes interface. So probably not many people say that, but I actually prefer, you know what? Honestly speaking though, I prefer the Mercedes interface over Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And I 1000% prefer the Tesla interface over both of them. So Tesla interface is much better, much faster, much snappier. You can do everything. Voice controls work on everything. The Mercedes works good, and I mean, it's probably a close second to Tesla. But when it comes to tech, I mean, Tesla's still the top. I mean, that's just common sense. See that fox right there? Hold up. See him? See him? See him running? Hold up. Cut it, EQS. Where'd he go, boy? There he is. Look like he had mange. Hold on. He went to that cut. I'm down in my riding ring. Again, you better have confidence in your high-end SUV's all-wheel drive system, because we is in a slop down here, but I won't get stuck. I've driven through here before. I'm pretty confident. I'm down in my lower riding ring, and we see foxes. I don't hunt foxes. I don't shoot them, but we do run them out of here because they'll just come up to the house, and we have barn cats and stuff that the foxes will wreak havoc on. So anyway, let me get back to my driveway. And boom, we're back on the driveway, heading back to the cabin. There's the old Model X right there, Model X Plaid. That's a 2022, the new one with the tilting screen. And I shouldn't have to introduce that vehicle. Hold on, we'll give you a little sneak peek of that vehicle. If you're a car guy, you know what that vehicle is. All right, guys, the end result, I'm trying to hold the camera a little higher so those purple flashing eye trackers aren't reading you, but we went 83 miles. We have 13% remaining. So guys, we have 13% remaining power. That means we used about 28% energy, or 28% of our power. Divide that by 83, it gives us almost 2.9, 2.8 if I'm doing it right in my head. So almost 3 miles a gallon, or 3 miles per kilowatt. That's good, man. Like, that's good when you really think about it. So I'm gonna show you now how we're gonna get out, charge this thing up. We use a Tesla charger. Big surprise there. What's this dog doing behind me? So we're outside the car. A beautiful barn cat right here. Come on, baby. A little skittish, showing like the camera. Here's some old Model S Plaid Martian wheels with some good old rubber on them. Saving those for a different project. Anyway, let big man out the back. Don't worry, he won't bother the barn cat. Yes, sir. That's us. Now, this is how I keep the back of this, and I want everybody to see this. Let me flip the camera so I can really show you what's going on here. So this is the back of the EQS, and I want you to see what I do is I use these what's called big ass blankets. It's literally a company. If you let the blanket hang over the door sill like that, when you close the door, it closes it on the blanket. And when your dogs are in the back and they scratch at the blanket will not move. So I do that on both doors in the back. This is the rear, man. You can literally almost fit a queen size air mattress back here. It's much bigger than people realize. Rocky, nice. Hey, baby, I'm trying to make a movie. This is the rear of the vehicle. Now you can really see just how big this thing is in the back. Flips his bed over. That's a king size Kong or an XXL Kong mat, and still all this space. So as far as dogs go, man, you don't get much bigger vehicle. However, the Model S, believe it or not, outside of the headroom, has almost as much rear space, which is pretty cool. We'll close this bad boy up. Bada bing, bada boom. All closed up. We're good to go there. Again, on top of the blanket, if they scratch it, it cannot be pulled up. We do it all the time. Ah, it's a beautiful, beautiful G63. Love it. Same thing here, man. Just a little trick. Hang the blanket in the door sill, pull it tight, and then when you close the car, it keeps the blanket super tight in the back. The only thing we've done to modify this car, we modify most cars we have. Obviously, the windows are blacked out like all of our cars, and I do mean blacked out. To include the front windshield is tinted. We have the carport lights on, so they're pretty bright. You can kind of see through, but without that assistance, you can't see through them. Night package on this is pretty sharp. Headlights look beautiful. Lit up star. But I'm still not a big fan of this car, to be honest with you. I'm just not a fan of the look. It's growing on me, but I'm not a fan of the look. I mean, let's be honest, right? So like when you see this car, if I'm just going to say it, the first thing that comes to mind is a Buick. That's what I see. I see a Buick. It's a shame, you know what I mean? Because when I see this, I see Mercedes G-Wagon, no question. When I see this car over here, I can pick it out as a Model X immediately. You wouldn't know it's a Plaid unless you saw the dashboard or the rear spot, but you can pick it out what it is. When you see the EQS, man, it's kind of like, I don't know. It looks great, good looking car, but anyway. Okay, so how do we charge this? You can charge it on a 110. You can just plug it into the wall. And I actually do that most of the time to really take care of the battery. I actually don't charge this over 60% at the house. That's why it's always there. So that's the charging port. You can plug it right into a 110 outlet and run that, no problem. We also have a little trick on these tires. Again, some more Martian wheels. That's how we roll. Martian wheels, if you listen to this, make something for the EQS. So we put this adapter in. Boom. Adapter's in and locked. Nice. We then have a Tesla wall charger right here because, again, all we own are Teslas. All we did own. Showing off for the camera, baby girl. So we take our normal Tesla charger now, and we stick her in the hole. Stick it up in there. You got to pop this little back end. Oh, stand by. I need 2 hands. So it's in, and it'll kick on in a second. There it goes. It's starting to read it. Tesla charger just kicked on over here. Starting to come down on it. And that's it. I don't know if you just heard that little beeping sound, but when it does that, that means we are cooking with gasoline or we're cooking with energy. And right there, it's charging. Should start ramping up pretty good. So if it's on a Tesla, it'll give me 11 kilowatts an hour. On this, it gives like 9.3, 9.5, somewhere in there. But it's a hell of a lot faster than, 1.5 if you're working off a 120 wall outlet. So pretty cool. What are you running for, boy? So anyway, my overall verdict on the EQS 580 SUV with the AMG color, black rims, blah, 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 blah. It's not really AMG. That's an AMG. This is just AMG package. But my overall take on it, if you want to commute and while you're commuting, all you really care about is being comfortable, having a nice ass car, super comfortable car, rides soft, comfortable everywhere. The seats are amazing. The massage features amazing. The pillow is even nice. It's relatively efficient if you drive it in eco mode. This is it. It's a car. It's a great car. It's a great electric car. If you want an electric car to go cross country right now, no questions asked, jump in it, press California, hit the road, buy a Tesla. Can't say it. That's it. Buy a Tesla. Buy a Tesla, buy a Tesla, buy a Tesla. Daily commuter, 250 miles or less, absolute luxury, amazing vehicle, perfect. And I'm going to say this again so I beat this dead horse. If you want to actually go on a road trip or travel or you're worried at all about charging, buy a Tesla.